Hi. A while ago, I posted a video showing how I made my Carousel book. And since then, I've gotten a few requests to do a general tutorial for anyone that wants to make one of their own. So that's what I am doing today. A Carousel book is made of 6 separate triangular segments. They are connected in the back accordion style, so that when you place the front and the back together, it makes a complete circle like a carousel. There are 6 triangular segments consisting of a background, a middle ground, a foreground, and a frame. You can see all the layers here from the top. The key to making a book like this is geometry. A circle has 360 degrees all the way around. Each segment has an angle of 60 degrees from the middle. There are 6 segments. 6 times 60 is 360. Then after that, we can add the middle ground layer, the foreground layer, and the frame. Those angles might vary depending on how far away they are from the endpoints. To hold them all together, we need a paper strip folded accordion style. My book is 7 inches across and 8.5 inches tall. There are 12 sides at 7 inches, equaling 84 inches long and 8.5 inches tall. I used some recycled art paper for mine. I cut it at 8.5 inches tall, and then I glued several strips together until it was 84 inches long. Then I marked it at 7 inches and folded it accordion style back and forth until I got to the end. So you have something like this. Now let's get into how to make each segment. The subjects for my book came from paintings I did for a book I illustrated, The Snow Queen, available on enchantedbooks.com. At one point in the story, each flower in the garden tells its own story. I had to take a 2D painting and turn it into a 3D display with a background, middle ground, a foreground, and a frame. So I had to rework and repaint each part of the painting to fit it to the geometry of a 3-dimensional space. This took a lot of trial and error, and there isn't really anything better than that. You can see the background segment is wider than the middle ground, is wider than the foreground, is wider than the frame. So keep that in mind when you're designing your pictures. Remember that the background has to be folded at a 60-degree angle. The rest of them can change depending on your design. If you want to try it out, I've made the PDF of this one segment available on my website under Carousel. You can print it out and cut it out and see just how it works. Here are all the parts of the PDF. We need to cut off this part, this white part, so that we can glue it to the other half of the background. The bottom gets cut off and the top gets cut off, but leave the white on the outside because we need those for attaching them to the rest of the project. The same for all the pieces. Leave the white on the sides so that you can fold them back and glue them together. For the middle ground and the foreground, we'll be cutting along the top of the picture. Just glue the two background pieces together. Score along the sides. I used a nail daughter. Fold it back. And the same thing on the other side. And along the middle as well, so we can fold it in half. On the middle ground piece, we're going to score along either side and in the middle, and cut along the bottom and along the picture on the top. Fold back the sides and you can see how the pieces fit together stacked on top of each other. Same process for the foreground piece. I cut kind of quickly, but if you want to be more accurate, you can take your time and cut closer to the pictures. Score on all the dotted lines and in the middle, and we're going to attach it to the other pieces as well. And same thing for the frame piece. Score on all the lines, cut out the center, and that's going to go in the front. Now we can glue all the pieces together. Make sure you line up all the pieces along the bottom so that the book lies flat when you open it. After you've completed each segment, you can glue them into the accordion page. Just line them up, put glue on one side, put glue on the other side, and put it right in. And then in the next slot, you can put the next segment. For the cover, you can use heavier paper or cardboard or chipboard or whatever you have. It gives it more structure if it's heavier. And just close up the accordion and glue one on the front and one on the back. For my cover, I did a more elaborate style with a double thickness so that I could do sort of a frame style. And I could also glue the ribbons in between. The front gets one ribbon, the back gets two, and then on the back of my book, I made a little secret compartment. There's a little secret note in there, but you don't have to go through all that unless you want to. To make the binding of the book, you just tie the two ribbons together on the back side. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And come visit my website at enchantedbooks.com. Thanks. Bye.